2, 1. Are we live? We're live. All right. Hi, everybody. Molly Oyua with Sacred Fire Creative. And today we are here with Chris Quintana of the Financially Sassy Women's Club. And so what I do is I work with women business owners, and Sacred Fire Creative is a digital marketing firm. We specialize in working with women and minority business owners who are really working within their mission. So they're on a mission, they have a definite purpose, and they're here to serve. And so somebody who definitely has a purpose and is here to serve is Chris Quintana. And I want you guys to meet her so much. I'm so excited to have you here, Chris. How are you doing today?
I am doing amazing. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Can you just introduce yourself really quickly?
Sure. My name is Chris Quintana, and I am the founder of Financially Sassy Women's Club, which is a club for women to be able to come and talk about their finances with no judgment. And if there's questions, any questions that they have, we can answer them. And basically, it's just a place for women to go to be able to ask questions, because most women don't know their numbers. They don't understand how important that is also.
Awesome. So we have some viewers on here. If you are watching, thank you so much. It would be so great if you could press that heart button and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you have questions, feel free to type them into the comments. And if you're watching on the replay, definitely type your questions in the comments. We'll get back to you. And I'll definitely connect you with Chris if you're a friend of mine and you're not connected with her on Facebook. And this is a live broadcast, but if you're watching us on the replay, definitely send us some hearts and ask your questions. We're happy to help. And so, Chris, I know that you have this Financially Sassy Women's Club. But before that, let's kind of back up a little and tell us a little bit about your background. So how did you get there? What brings you to this point?
Okay. So about 5 years ago, I lost my job, my corporate job that I had been with for 10 years. And I really didn't think that I was going to be leaving there. I didn't know if I was going to retire there, but I was very happy where I was at. And I lost my job. Like, one day I went in and they're like, I knew they were laying off, but like I said, I didn't think I was going to be one of the ones they laid off, because I was a good worker and a good salesperson. And I sold like $1.5 million every year. And I just didn't think I was going to be. Anyways, they have no loyalty. Corporate America has no loyalty. And I was gone. And after I was let go, I wanted to do some traveling before I went and started looking for another job. So I loved it. I fell in love with this. First time I went out of the country, we went all the way to Indonesia. And so it was that was the furthest flight I could find, I guess. And I decided I wanted to do more of that. I loved it. And how could I do that if I was working for a full-time job, at a full-time job? And I started looking at my finances. And I always looked at my finances, but I really looked at them and realized that I didn't really need to go back to work, and I could do some of the things that I like to do. And then within within 6 months, I started noticing that a lot of the people that were laid off at the same time I was, were starting to lose everything. They were losing their homes, their cars. And I realized that people were living paycheck to paycheck. And the reason why they're living paycheck to paycheck mostly is because that's what they learned from their parents. Since we're not taught in school, in high school, which I think should be, it really is frustrating to me that it's something that's not taught in school. And so you get out of high school and go to college, and the first people that meet you at the door are the credit card people. So instantly we're being set up for failure if our parents didn't understand money. So I know when we spoke, you said your mom really she was into finances. And so we just happened to be a couple of people that our parents were really good with money and helped us. But that is not the majority of people. And I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel you. I mean, how many people out there, first of all, just some of the things that you said were such key points. I mean, how many people really decided at one point or found out that corporate America was not for them? You know, I think a lot of us have been there and decided or had that decision made for us that corporate America, there's no loyalty either direction, right? So finding your own path and making your own path, I think, is very important. Another thing you mentioned is just that whole living paycheck to paycheck. And I think that's part of the culture when you're talking about, you know, that it's something that we're taught by our families or we grow up in that environment of paycheck to paycheck. And you and I had talked before. I just happened to be so lucky that my mom, you know, growing up was always reading about financial information. She was always educating herself and learning about it all the time. I thought she was obsessed with finances, personal finance and money. And I didn't really at the time understand why. And I just didn't get it, you know. But she at the time was investing, and she was investing in stocks, and she was investing. Now she's a realtor, and she is really financially savvy. And I owe that to her to really know that now I've like stepped in her shoes. And now for fun, I read, you know, personal finance books or like go on forums and help people out when they're asking these questions about personal finance, when it's something that I have personal experience with and I can help them out with that. So I definitely feel you on that.
I decided that I wanted to start a movement. I want more women to be able to experience some of the things that I have. And it's not that I've been doing this that long either. I mean, even though I understood money, it's not like I was doing it perfectly. I barely started really, really, really doing good about 10 years ago. And so that's when my life kind of turned around. And then I'm so thankful that I was not living paycheck to paycheck and didn't have to immediately go back to work. So I just hate people struggling when they don't have to. And there's so many simple, you know, concepts out there that, like I said, should have been taught to us in high school. And since they're not, people are making mistakes and struggling when they don't need to. So
what are some of the big like myths out there? Like we hear this, like some of them I can even think off the top of my head, but you know, are there some things that we are taught that you can just say, hey, I don't believe that, or here's why I started building this Financially Sassy Women's Club, or you know, everybody doesn't need to be a homeowner, or we should be doing this, or you know, some guidelines that you have that we can share with us?
Well, there are so many gurus out there, and everybody has their own idea of what they think is the right thing to do. So I don't feel like I'm coming at anybody as a guru. I'm coming them as what I have used to get me where I am at. And so one of the things that I hear all the time is YOLO. You only live once. Right? You only live once, so you might as well live it up now. And I feel like everybody should have fun. Life should be fun, but I want it to be fun all the way through. I don't want to have fun, and then when I get sick or when I get older and I don't have a place to live because I can't work anymore and I have no more income coming in, and a lot of it's amazing how many people think that they're going to live off of Social Security.
Right.
Social Security is not, I mean, it's not the way, I mean, unless you want to go straight from living the high life because you're spending all your money every single paycheck to living in government nursing homes, or I just want it to be good all the way through life.
And from what I've heard, I mean, I don't even count Social Security because I've heard it's going to run out. I mean, is that, something that we can tell people, like, hey, don't count on just your Social Security, you know?
It's definitely something that I tell my clients all the time is don't rely on that. Don't even think about it. I mean, like, that is your bonus. If Social Security is still around for us, then it's going to be our bonus. So we have to have what is your plan B? Everybody needs to have a backup plan. And for myself, real estate was what I went into. I love real estate. I mean, it's tangible. For me, it was tangible, and it was a way for me to make my money work for me, like, immediately. So instead of saving for a brand new car, I drove my Tacoma around actually my Tacoma now is it's 2001. So it's 16 years old, but I love my truck. I have a car now that I drive around, but I wasn't concerned about driving I want to be the millionaire next door.
Right.
I want to be, that is, when I look at people that have a lot of money, that's the type of people that I like to follow, are the ones that are not showy, and it's not all about making everybody think that I have a ton of money.
So we have a bunch of people who are watching, and you know what? We can't see who you are. So if you could just type in hi Chris, hi Molly in the comments, that would be really great so we can see it. We can see the comments. So let us know who you are. And if you have a question, great. Or if not, just say hi to us. That would be awesome to see. So hi, everybody. But I agree. I was in a situation just last month where it was really tempting to buy the new car because I needed a car. And instead I went with, okay, I'm just going to pay cash and, get this car. And I felt so financially responsible. I just want to tell you, Chris, to be proud of me. So,
you did good. You did good.
Hi, Rachel. Rachel says hi. Let's bring her up here. I don't know if you can see the comment up there on the screen.
Hey, Rachel.
But yeah, so thank you so much for chiming in. And if you have questions, let Chris know and we'll get them to her. So that's a good point. I mean, really just being the millionaire next door. Are there other books that you would recommend or resources for you that you'd recommend to people?
Well, The Millionaire Next Door is actually a great book. It is a great book. I read it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm just like, I'm on track. And I just want to show people it is not about depriving yourself. Do not deprive yourself, because then it's not fun anymore. But my clients, what I love is when they're getting excited and they're actually, I have them sending me pictures of their credit score now, or their bank account. Look what's happening, and they're getting excited about their numbers, and that is what keeps me going. It's a subject that's very taboo. People don't want to talk about their money. A lot of people want to just bury their head and pretend like it's not there, and just hope that they have enough money to pay for their rent the next month, or they've never learned to have any kind of responsibility when it comes to these things. They've never really paid attention to making sure that their bills are paid on time, because that's very, very important. And so I love to teach people to automate. Let's get this, like business, let's get this automated. If I didn't have it automated, I am very forgetful. My bills would be late. But I look at my credit score and it pulls up 0 derogatory, 100%, payment. There's never, but it's because it's automatic. And when I say automatic, I don't mean letting them pull it out of my account. I don't like anybody pulling anything out of my account unless it's my mortgage or something else like that has to come out that way. Okay. Normally I have it set up in bill pay in the bank, and I like to show my clients to do that too. So
awesome. I love that. That's a good tip. I definitely do that. So I'm learning from you right now, Chris. Just want to tell you. So Rachel has a question. She says, or a comment. So she says she learned the hard way how important it is to be financially independent after she got divorced. A man or someone else is not a plan. Oh my gosh. So can you speak to that? I have a good friend who, she got divorced, and I asked her, I said, what are you going to do? Are you going to work, or what are you going to look for? And I'm not kidding, Chris. She actually told me she was on the man plan. And I was like, what's the man plan? Oh my gosh. Put that in the middle. in the middle. Wait, hold on. Nobody else can see that. Can you guys see that? Okay. Wait, let me hide this question first. Yes, a man is not a financial plan.
This is my planner, okay, that I have made for the women that are in my group. It's it helps them get organized, because really that's what it all comes down to, is organization. And it's funny because, Rachel, I say that all the time. A man is not a financial plan. And so many women, I'm going to marry me a rich man. I'm going to marry, it's like, we don't want to. This is the other thing. I have clients that are in their 60s, 70s. That's right, Rachel. Have clients in their 60s, and they're getting divorced. Their husband's leaving them for a younger wife. Or they're, divorce or death, and they have no idea. I was talking to a man the other day, a multimillionaire, and he wants me to come and speak for him. And he wants me to talk to them, because I started talking to him about, yes, you have a lot of money. You're going to leave your wife set. However, she is going to be a target for the grave diggers. I call them grave diggers because basically it's like the financial planners, okay? The financial people that are not, these are the ones I want to protect women from, because, boy, I mean, when somebody dies, a husband dies, usually the wife knows nothing about it, and so it's like she's a perfect target for these planners to go right after. Let me help you with your money. I can help you with your money.
Oh my gosh. I fear for people with that, that whole going after, like you said, the grave diggers. I didn't even know it was a thing, but
it's my thing. I just made it up.
Oh, okay.
Because they have, how lawyers, they have ambulance chasers?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, okay, grave diggers. Grave diggers are the ones that go after the people that their husband died and left them a lot of money.
So Ellie, hi Ellie. Ellie says, what a great planner. She's laughing out loud, but also nodding her head. Thank you. Thanks for being with us and sharing this. Awesome. I love that story. And so you have some workbooks. Do you have something else, anything else you want to share with us? What's been a really another really popular topic in your club? So I know we can go and join it on Facebook.
Yes. This really is a movement, women, ladies. I want everybody to understand, so they're not taken advantage of. That is a big topic in our group, or me. Like I said, a lot of people don't talk. They send me messages and ask me, I need help. My husband left and I don't know what to do. It's so those are, and credit. So many people want, well, what's the big deal about credit? I have horrible credit. The other thing is credit cards. Do you know what the interest rate is on your credit cards? Most people do not know the interest rate on their credit cards, and they don't even know what it means, really. So I love to teach them the rule of 72, which is one of them concepts I was talking about. The rule of 72 tells you how long it takes for your money to double. This is interest, okay, how interest works for you. It can work for you or against you. Do I use credit cards? Yes, I use credit cards to help me make money. I don't ever like to use money and get myself put in debt. If it's going to be something that's going to help me make money, or if it's going to be something that I pay off at the end of the month, I love points on your cards. But I don't really, when I first start talking to people, I want to know first, how are you with your credit cards right now? Because if they're using their credit cards every month and they're not paying them off, then we need to pay off the debt. They need to understand how that's working against them. Mm-hmm. So, credit cards can be good, but they can be really bad if you don't have any kind of what is the word? Okay, let me explain something to you also. I have MS. Really, I want to explain this because it has affected my memory. So, like my short-term memory, and this is what's held me back from going live and talking to people, is I get real nervous that I'm going to forget my words. Anyways, I forgot what the word was I was just going to say.
Well, okay. People really have to be disciplined. So,
Maggie, come here. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
This is your animals away.
We're live. We're live.
The UPS man must be at the door. She hates the UPS man. So, yes, you can use your credit cards, but you just need to be responsible with them. And then also, you said, what do we have? I have this planner that I created, and the cool thing. Thanks, Elle.
Are you seeing all these? Okay, wait. So Rachel says she has no debt other than her house.
That's
awesome. You are awesome. And then pressure free, Chris. You are beautiful, says Elle. So, and then we love you. Thanks so much, Rachel. That's awesome.
So this is my so join our club online, and I'm actually getting ready to start a live show, I guess, every day that will have different. Let me see. I'm still trying to come up with the names of what I want to call like my Monday. I think my Monday is going to be like Monday Money Tips.
Okay.
Or Money Mindset Monday. Money Mindset.
Money.
And you have to have like the way you think about money, the way you come up with money. It really affects the way we handle money today. So we have to actually fix the mindset, or else we can get all your credit cards paid off, get everything paid off, but you'll end up in exactly the same situation if you do not change the way you think about money. So there really is a thing as money mindset.
Do you have like a tip for people to get started with their money mindset? Just like something fun that you could just share here since we're live.
Just think about how life was with your parents and money. I mean, did they never have money? Did they have money and they spent every single bit of it? One of my colleagues, actually, she told me that her family grew up like wealthy. Like she thought they were wealthy because they lived in a really nice house. They went to private schools. They did all these awesome things. Anytime she asked her dad for something, he bought it for her. She drove a nice car, all these things. But one day he was in his 50s and he had a heart attack and he passed away in his driveway. Mm-hmm. And she found out that day all the debt that he left her mom and the kids. I mean, just left them in and he had no life insurance. So all of a sudden they had to move out of this great big house into like a little tiny apartment where they all share, they had to share rooms, and it changed their world. So that's another topic I also talk about in the group is like being protected. If you have family, people that you love, you need to be protected. And the cool thing is, like, I have all the licenses that I need, and all of our team has every license that we need so that we can take care of our clients based on what they need and don't have to sell them something just because that's all I sell. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
You need this because this is what I sell. I sell this, so you need this. So,
well, I don't know if you are or not. So coming into this, I don't really know, but I know that I've heard that it's really good to have a fiduciary. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, a fiduciary basically means that the client is number one. And to me, that should have been a fiduciary should be anybody that's in the financial industry.
Thank you.
Really, truly, I was taken advantage of by a financial advisor. And that is one of the things that just disturbed me. It was like, oh my gosh. And so when I started getting my licenses and learning this about the financial industry, it's so easy to take advantage of people in the industry. And it makes me angry. I mean, this is one of the things that has really just pushed me to, I want people to understand what's out there and available, and they make their own choices. I don't ever go to somebody and say, you need this. I may have a suggestion for you, but I'm going to show you why I think it is a good thing for you. But you need options. You can't just, I don't know. I mean, like this person, I was young and I really didn't understand. I understood how to save, but I didn't understand anything about investing. And that's where it changed for me, because you can save, but if you have your money in the bank, that rule of 72, the interest comes into play again, because the bank, do you know how much the bank pays you for your money to sit in the bank? I'm asking. No? Yes? You know?
The bank pays you?
Yeah, how much does the bank pay you to hold your money?
Nothing.
Less than 1%, okay? Like a quarter of a percent. But to make it easy, if you take 1% and divide it into 72, that is 72. So it's going to take 72 years for your money to double in the bank. Who has 72 years? Maybe a baby, but I mean, if you can find a place to put your money where it's making more than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make more than 1% with your money.
Yeah.
The bank is taking your money that you leave in there, and they're loaning it to people for 10, 12%. So we want to get on the side where we're making what the banks are making. You know what I'm saying? We're turning that around. Hey, Desiree. Desiree?
Hi. Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
And, so one thing you've been talking about this rule of 72. Can you explain that a little more for us? Just like really quick, what that means?
Yes. Sometimes it's easier for me to actually show. So let me grab my calculator. If you have your money sitting in the bank at 1%, let's say 4%, you have $10,000 sitting in the bank and it's getting paid 1%. It's going to take 72 years for your $10,000 to turn into 20, right? So if you are making 4% on your money,
she's got her calculator out.
Can you hear it going? Can you hear it going?
I'm trying to do the math in my brain. It's not working.
So basically, I'm trying to make it like super simple. It is the Albert Einstein calls it one of the greatest inventions in the world is interest, because and they made it like so simple by taking whatever percentage you're getting on your money, 1%, 2%, 12%, divide that into 72. Okay. So when you do that, so say you get 8% on your money, 72 divided by 8, 9. I knew that. I don't even know why I did the math on that. 9. So every 9 years, your money's going to double. So your $10,000 is going to double every 9 years if you can get 8% on your money.
Awesome.
And there's places out there that you can put your money and make a great return on it. And a lot of wealthy people have they have access to certain things. We do also. The rest of us have access to it also, but it's a matter of knowing about it. It's about being in the know. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, it's costing you money. Everything is costing you money. It's costing you money not to, because that rule of 72 works against us in the credit cards. So you take that 29% is the highest credit card interest rate. Unless you go to one of them places where, and a lot of people do this, they need cash because they spent all their money. So they go to those title loan places. They have a title to their car or whatever. They can go in there and they'll give them some money for it. But those places are designed, they're allowed to have up to 1,000% interest. 1,000 into 72, that is, you will never be able to pay it off. And it's designed that way. And to me, I think that should be totally illegal. But
I can't believe those places still exist. It seems like
they don't understand the credit. They don't understand the interest. So they go get their money, but they can never pay. One of my tenants did that with one of his vehicles. And he's like, I can't pay it off. I keep paying every month. And the rate isn't, I mean, the amount's not going down. I don't understand why all he was paying was the interest. His payment was just the interest. So that is how people make interest work for them. But I don't think they have a conscience. They must not have a conscience to do that to people.
I don't know how they can sleep at night.
I know. I have to be able to sleep at night. If I'm going to put you in a product, I need to know that it's going to put you in a better place. And that is what a fiduciary is. So yes, I've signed paperwork that says I'm a fiduciary. But when that came out, I was just like, I thought that was obvious. I thought that's what we were supposed to do in the first place. Why do we have to that should have just been what everybody does. You take care of people. You don't take advantage of them.
So Chris, I know you're in Georgia. I'm in Oregon. You do have a team, but I mean, how do we, like, if we are looking for a financial advisor where we are, what are some tips? Like, are there certain questions we need to be asking, or do you have some tips on how to find a good advisor and not get ripped off or, taken advantage of? I want to make sure people, have some information they can take away too.
Well, what you asked, that's a great question. Are you a fiduciary? And, there is a lot of things. How long have they been doing this? And look and see if they've had anything negative written about them. Look at there is, I would love it if this movement that I have started would create a way for women to just be able to, like, we'll have contacts everywhere. You're in Portland. I actually have an advisor that lives in Oregon and in Portland, and she does my club meetings there in Portland.
Wow.
So we are spreading. I am trying to connect with women that are advisors that are already taking care of women and making sure that we're on the same page, and then adding them to our team so that we can connect women that are in our group with the right people that we know will take care of them and not take advantage of them. One of the sayings I say all the time is, one woman can make a difference, but together we can rock the world. And I truly believe that if we learn something, we help somebody. And as far as women go, if we learn ourselves and we teach our kids, this is they're our future. And how are they going to take care of us if they don't have any money? Because they spent it all every time they get paid. I'm just kidding. But that is just, I'm just saying we need to teach our kids, because you don't want them also to be coming back. When they grow up, you want them to stay gone, right?
There's that sass. So do you want to talk a little more about the sassy part of Financially Sassy?
Well, sassy to me means confident. How many sassy people do you know that aren't confident, or at least feeling confident to be sassy? So I actually started with Financially Savvy Women's Club. It wasn't available, but I had already been using FSWC. So I got together with all the ladies. Well, I should say all the ladies, but a lot of the ladies, and asked them, what do you think we should do? Now I want to make this, I want to trademark it. I need to do something. And everybody said, Chris, you're so sassy. Why don't you say Financially Sassy Women's Club? And at first I did not like it at all. But when I went to talk to the trademark attorney, she loved it. And so many people have been connecting because they like the sassy. So I've learned to love it also. And I'm excited, actually. I'm getting connected with a lot of people that are wanting to offer awesome benefits for our Financially Sassy Women's Club, the women, for, like discounts and all kinds of stuff to help our club members, which really excites me that they like what I'm doing. And it's not about me. It's about all the other women out there. It's about trying to empower women to be able to take advantage of or have opportunities like I've had.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much. Before we wrap up, if anybody has any last questions for Chris, go ahead and type that in the comments so we can see it. And then Chris, do you have anything else that you want to add before we close and wrap up?
Well, I wanted to say you should come and join us on your Facebook group for sure. You can type in fbgroup.fsw, which is Financially Sassy Woman, fswclub.com, and it will take you directly to our group. And then also my planner. This planner is getting ready to be updated, but the price is going to go way up because it's going to be just because it's going to cost more to make. But in here, the awesome thing is I offer a one-on-one opportunity, one-on-one coaching for an hour to be able to, which I normally charge $250 for. So the book is $59, but I will meet with you for the price basically of the book and give you a coaching session, find out where you're at, where you're wanting to go, and give you some suggestions.
So do you have a place online for people to go and apply with you or sign up for a strategy session? Can they just connect with you through your Facebook group?
Yeah, just connect with me through my Facebook group. I also have, my Facebook page, and then there is a website there. It's the fswclub.com that you can go to, but I'm getting ready to do some updating because I need to have my own personal page, because one of the things that I've learned also in the group is that I'm helping people, but there are some people that want some one-on-one attention and they need somebody to help them. So I've started coaching people one-on-one now. So
awesome.
That's why I need a page.
Yeah. Well, I just love your mission. I love what you're doing. The Financially Sassy Women's Club, you guys. So go ahead, if you're watching this, I'll just put it up there again, Financially Sassy Women's Club. Go ahead and join their Facebook group, and you can see Chris's live videos there in the group and get some really good information on how to be financially sassy and savvy. And another thing is, just thank you so much for providing this information and sharing your time with us today. I know that we're all busy, and you're a very successful woman, and it's tough to make the time to do something like this. So I really appreciate you for being here and serving and really giving this information and sharing yourself. And it's been so much fun. So thank you so much. And you and I will chat after we say goodbye to our guests. But the other thing I'm going to leave people with is just a couple more personal words of mine. And that is that there's some things going on in the world right now that are pretty tough. One of the things is obviously Houston. And so what I'm doing for until the next month, throughout the next month, for anybody who signs up for a website package, I'm donating a portion of the proceeds to the recovery effort out there in Houston. So let me know if you're interested. Feel free to private message me. And then the other thing is, if you could take a moment in your day to say a quick prayer. My husband is a wildland firefighter. Some of you know that. And he's out fighting fires in Central Oregon right now. And it's big. I mean, like 40,000 acres are going up. I don't know. Some of us can see and feel the smoke out here. But just to, send out prayers for those guys who are fighting the good fight so that we can still do what we do and get to sleep in our homes at night. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please share this video and feel free to send us comments and then follow up with private messages. Thanks, bye.
Bye-bye.